if you keep a lookout for black supremacy, female supremacy, brown supremacy, Muslim supremacy, basically any supremacy that's not white and male, you see it everywhere. So just a random. I mean, you see it a lot with companies like bigoted, racist, sexist, openly sexist, anti-white companies like Facebook, like Oculus, like Google, like Apple. They erase white men from marketing frequently. Microsoft Build is their developer conference. They just have loads of videos with black people who are just in the videos because they're black. They've specifically chosen black women and a few black men for all their coding videos almost because they're black. There's loads of black interns. There's loads of female interns. Now, giving them the benefit of the doubt, they probably think that most developers are Asian, East Asian, some South Asian, and white and male. This is because men are more interested in coding, and the socio-economic status of whites and Asians is better. So therefore they like to get a better education, like to be more interested in that stuff. There may be an IQ component as well. Asians have a very high IQ. Whites are in the middle somewhere. Blacks have a lower IQ. Whether that is down to environmental factors or genetic factors, I mean, this is a big question. That's really beyond the scope of this episode. But not many black people apply for coding jobs. Not many are accepted as a result. So maybe people at Microsoft think that they are being anti-racist, and the only reason whites and Asians are there is because of racism. Well, that's clearly not true. There just aren't many black men, especially even fewer black women, because both of those reasons combined there, who are interested in coding. Women don't want to be coders. The vast majority of women are not interested in it. Far fewer women are interested in coding than men. That's why most coders are men. There's no bigotry here. There's nothing to see. This is all scientifically well established in psychology. Men and women are different. Men are more interested in things. Women are more interested in people. Women don't want to sit in front of a computer all day as much as men do, on average. That's why most coders are men. So Microsoft is fixing a problem here on the gender side that doesn't exist. On the racial side, well, what they're doing is attempting to get more blacks into positions in Microsoft because there aren't as many there. Well, that's a bigger problem than you can fix Microsoft, and it's already too late when you get to intern age. If you want to get more blacks to be coders or to get into other high-paid jobs, you need to fix things when they're a child. They need better education. They need to get these coding jobs based on merit when they're older because they've had a better education. So unfairly choosing black people, especially black women, because they're black for your internships, for your coding videos, it may seem like you're doing a good thing. It may seem like you're anti-racist. There's no such thing as anti-racism. It's just racism. There's no such thing as positive discrimination. It's just discrimination. Microsoft is just a racist company because they're choosing black people for their videos based on race. They're discriminating based on race. That's the definition of racism. They're discriminating based on gender. That's the definition of sexism. Microsoft is a massively bigoted company, but ultimately it's black supremacy. It's female supremacy. And Microsoft is a racially supremacist company like Facebook, like Apple, like Google, like most of Silicon Valley. And I'm just on a website here, Pexels. They offer Pexels. They offer royalty-free images. Just a randomly selected website. And we'll see that they're black supremacist and female supremacist. So there's a selection of videos and images on the front page. Let's see what we have. Old white woman. A woman, I can't tell the gender. Black man. Probably an Asian woman. An old woman and a young woman, both white. Young white woman. Black man. Can't tell that one. A brown man or black man, white woman, probably a white woman, can't tell, white woman, black woman, white woman, black woman, White woman's hand, black hand, white woman, white hand, probably a woman's hand. Can't tell. I think that's a white woman. Fat black woman. Maybe Middle Eastern woman, white woman. Can't tell. This could be a white man, but I can't tell. Possibly a white man. Hard to tell. White woman, white woman, white woman, white woman, white woman. Maybe mixed race woman. White woman with white child. Possibly a white man, but it's from really from a distance. Can't tell. Black woman, Asian woman. Again, another shot from a distance. White woman. Two blacks. White woman with some skin issue. Black woman. Black woman. Some kind of Native American kid. White woman. Middle Eastern man. Possibly a white man. Hard to tell. He's wearing a mask. Middle Eastern man. White woman. Black woman, Middle Eastern woman, black woman, Middle Eastern woman. Probably a black man, Middle Eastern woman. Black woman. Black woman. White woman, black woman. Black woman, Middle Eastern woman, black woman, black. Now, this isn't random. This is racial supremacy. Now, Pexels and Pixabay are owned by Canva, which is an Australian-based company. So, of course, the woke supremacy, the bigotry of the extreme left, the racial supremacy of the extreme left, the black supremacy, female supremacy, Muslim supremacy, other forms of supremacy, is in effect at this company, Canva. They are a bigotry outfit. They're a hate-based outfit, and they hate white men. They hate men. They hate whites. The founder, Melanie Perkins, looks sort of half Asian, half white, maybe Asian. So she's clearly somebody that has instructed Canva, certainly what it looks like, in my opinion, to just eliminate white men from the front cover of their website. This is racial supremacy. Now, she comes from a majority white country founded by white people. Don't give me some shit about the Aboriginals. They had a long go at building Australia. They did fuck all, let's be honest. But I digress. Australia was a country built by white people that's majority white. And her website has pretty much erased all white men from the front page. Now, I'm not saying this, oh, white men are such a victim. I'm not saying that. I just disagree with the racial supremacy, especially when it comes from the native land of white people. Australia is the native land of white people. Just like Western Europe is, just like North America, it's the native land of white people. Especially Western Europe. That is actually 100% the native land of white people. North America, Australia, New Zealand, again, other groups of people had a go at colonising those places, basically failed. Whites came in and civilized these places, brought in technology and made them the great countries they are today. This is why immigrants want to move there. Not because of the natives that lived there, not because of the natives that were there before whites. Immigrants want to go to North America, Australia, New Zealand and Western Europe because of what white people did there. They built amazing societies that everyone wants to live in. These are facts. But Melanie Perkins, obviously a bigot, obviously a hateful figure. She hates white men. If she doesn't, I'd love to know why white men have been erased from the front cover of Pixel/Pexabay. Black supremacy, female supremacy is everywhere. Now, you have to ask yourself, why people with principles wouldn't want to end all racial supremacy? Why would they only want to end white supremacy? And incidentally, white supremacy basically doesn't exist anywhere. I've seen basically no evidence of white supremacy existing anywhere in the mainstream. It hasn't been socially acceptable to be genuinely white supremacist for decades in the West. White people are almost certainly the least racist and least supremacist people. Black people, on the other hand, like the dude who just interviewed Joe Biden, Charmange the Short, or something is his name, I can't remember. He's an open bigot, an open racist. He calls white people crackers and mayonnaise all the time. Again, I don't give a fuck if he does that, but don't complain if people use racial slurs against you. Right? It's the double standard here that's ludicrous. all racial supremacy is fine, apart from white supremacy. Oh, it's fine to big up women, it's just not fine to big up men. Oh, it's fine to big up trans people, it's just not fine to big up normal people. Right? It's the cauldron of supremacy we live in society now, which goes almost completely unchallenged, is fuck white men. Now, again, I'm not saying, oh, white men are such victims. I'm pointing out double standards. I don't believe any group is a victim. There are no victim groups. That statement alone destroys most of the bullshit platform of the far left, which has taken over the left. There are no victim groups. Just fuck your racial supremacy and fuck your double standards. Fuck calling white people white supremacists and then calling them crackers and then saying, oh, what's Joe Biden going to do for blacks? Shouldn't you care about everyone in America? Why do you just care about black? How is he going to help the blacks, as if the blacks are one group of people with no differences between them? Some black people are voting for Trump. Increasing number of black people are voting for Trump because the left has failed. The left is based on bigotry. It's a house of cards based on double standards. And here's another one. It's almost impossible to find a website that doesn't have black supremacy or female supremacy on it now. And I think it's just laziness. People don't realise what they're doing. They don't realise they're being bigots. They think, oh, well, yeah, it's probably good to put some black people on the front of our website. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. There's something wrong with removing all white men from your advertising, as Apple has more or less done, as Google has done. Just try logging into a Google service with cartoons of people on. They're all black women. A few white women, a few black men or brown men. They've erased white men. This is very sinister. This is very bigoted. This is very fucking racist. This is very sexist. You can't preach equality and smashing sexism, smashing patriarchy. You can't preach this shit out of one hand of your mouth, out of one side of your mouth, and then do the same shit to another group out the other side of your mouth. That makes you a hypocrite, makes you a bigot, makes you a fucking racist. So, yeah, I mean, just look, almost every fucking website now has this black supremacy, female supremacy. Almost every Western website, you see where they have a chance to push black supremacy, female supremacy, they do it. They specifically exclude white men. That's just racism. Needs to be called out in the same way white supremacy has been called out. Because white supremacy basically doesn't exist. I can see zero evidence of it anywhere, ever. Have a good day.
The Deviant Developer Podcast. Tap subscribe in any podcast app to never miss an episode. Please leave a review on iTunes and like on YouTube. It's essential to spread the word. To contact me or make a welcome donation, go to thedeviantdeveloper.com. Your support is greatly appreciated.